What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Casually Fit Podcast. This is episode 49. Thank you all for coming by. It is another glorious week. It's another great week where I get to talk about losing weight, being fit, being healthy, all the good stuff. And hopefully you're able to sit there and listen to it and maybe take some tips, maybe take some information with you on your path to losing weight and being healthy. And hopefully it helps. That's my whole goal here. This week is not too different from other weeks. I want to give you a quick quote. I want to show you somebody who is fighting fitness, somebody who is losing weight, somebody that you can look up to for some inspiration on your path of being healthy. And then I just want to go over a driving factor for weight loss. You know, if you're struggling to kind of find a reason to work out or stay with your plan or stay with your diet, I think I've identified a couple areas that, you know, just some ideas that you can put into your mind, and maybe it just makes it easier for you to show up to the gym tomorrow, or maybe it makes it easier for you to pick the right food at dinner, you know, whatever it is. But I want to share that with you. And then lastly, of course, I want to give you a fit freak, somebody who's just out there picking up heavy weights, throwing them down, pushing them around, pulling them, doing all sorts of crazy things with their bodies, just so you can see the other side of the spectrum and kind of what the body is possible, because there are some amazing things. But first off, I want to talk about, I want to share a quote with you. So I've already shared a quote with you from Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde is kind of like a flamboyant kind of writer. He's been around his works have been around for a while. He wrote some very great pieces, some very great short stories and other things as well. And his words have stood the test of time. Like the quote I want to share with you today is, "Be yourself, everyone else is already taken." Right? That quote, you know, if you're hearing that, I would almost guarantee that most people have heard that quote before in some form or another. A lot of people nowadays, especially people online, they kind of recycle that quote and say more or less around the same thing. Just telling people, hey, stop trying to be other people. Be yourself, right? Everybody else is already taken. And the reason I want to share this quote with everybody today is because you know, in the fitness industry, in getting healthy, being fit, a lot of things something that comes with that is kind of looking over at your neighbor, right? You know, nowadays it's Instagram. You pull up Instagram, search under the fitness hashtag or whatever, go to a fitness website or go to 24-hour fitness page, whatever it is, right? You can find, once you just type in FI, you don't even have to finish the T on hashtag fit, and you are already going to see half-naked men and women all over the place doing push-ups, doing bench press, squatting, doing some lunges, or just standing there, right? Or just sitting on a beach, whatever it is. So it's very easy, I think, for people to kind of look over there and try to be somebody else. All right. Thankfully, we have a lot of inspirational characters nowadays. We got The Rock, Kevin Hart. We got, you know, a bunch of CrossFit people. We got a bunch of athletes, a bunch of fighters, surfers. I mean, that's the cool thing about today is all these top athletes have Instagram accounts, right? And you get to see basically their highlight reel whenever, and you get to see the amazing things that they can do with their body. And part of you, when watching that, especially if you're on the road of trying to be something similar or just be in the realm of healthy, you can kind of try to copy that. You can try to emulate all of who you think that person is. Now, it is a good thing to, you know, maybe copy their work ethic or copy their workout program even. But a lot of people get a little weird with it, right? How many people got The Rock tattoos? Okay, they go a little bit too far. Not saying that's going to happen to you, but hey, it happens to a lot of people where they get into this zone where they're just trying to be somebody else. And again, it's understandable when you're trying to lose weight. If you're trying to switch out your chassis, right, and you're trying to get this other body, you know, and you're looking at all these people, the thousands of pictures online, it can be very easy to kind of discredit yourself and just put everybody else on a pedestal, right? And I just don't think that's a good thing, clearly, right? That's not a good thing. So, one thing I just want to say about this is that I think a lot of people, when they're trying to lose weight or before they even decide to lose weight, they think that everything about them is going to change, or they think to themselves that I am this person, and I am not the person that works out. I'm not the person that diets. I'm not the person that exercises. And I think that's definitely a roadblock, and that for sure deters people from even starting. And it for sure trips people up once they do start, because it seems almost inevitable that they're going to quit. And that's not good, right? That's not good at all. So I think, one way you can take this quote is by saying, look, if you're trying to lose weight, or you're just starting and you're kind of maybe afraid that you're going to lose yourself, I would say don't be, right? Or if you look at these people who are very fit and they're posting online all the time, and you see the crazed look in some of their eyes, and you're like, hey, I can't be that person. In part, you're right, and you should just be yourself, and you should not look at anybody else as being like, this is the person that I want to be. So I think that's one way. I think that's a way you can open the door to where you can say to yourself, look, I am going to be myself. I'm just going to work out. Or I'm just going to start working out. I'm going to diet, and I'm still going to be myself, right? And if you see yourself being too much like The Rock or some other crazy CrossFit person or whatever, some prominent athlete, or what do you call it, fitness influencer online, if you see yourself mimicking everything that they do, hey, stop doing that and just focus on yourself. Okay, because if you go down that route, that's just not a good psychological route to be down. And I think it's, again, I see it all over in the gym. There's a lot of people trying to be somebody else. And again, it can get you through some tough times, I guess, but I just don't think that's the best long-term solution. So if you are that, if what I've said kind of spikes something in you, hey, it's okay. Just focus on yourself. And if you're looking out at the fitness industry and you're like, I can't be like these crazy people, I don't think I'm ever going to be this excited about doing this stuff. Hey, maybe that is the case, and that's fine, because that's not you. And you can be yourself. You just got to exercise. You just got to diet. So however you look at it, I think this is a great quote. Anytime you tell somebody to stop trying to be somebody else, I think is great. I think everybody should be focusing on what or on who they are, what makes them unique, and being fine and okay with who they are, and just building off of that. So I just want to share that quote from Oscar Wilde. Let's get into the Fit Fighter of the Week. So this week, I want to show you somebody, this man right here. We don't always get a man on the Fit Fighter of the Week. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just dudes aren't really posting up their weight loss journey. Follow the guy. I don't know if they're posting that up online as much as women. There's way more women that post it up online for whatever reason. But this week we got a man posting up, right? So this man, his name is Chance, I believe. His Instagram handle is in the description. It is fat_chance_trying. Sorry, I just burped into the mic. My bad. Yes, his name is Fat Chance Trying. Okay. And he, his starting weight was 600 pounds. All right. And right now, he is down 300 pounds. So we went from 600 pounds to 300 pounds, knocking off half of his excess body weight, or not excess body weight, but just knocking off of half of his body weight, which is huge. That's 300 pounds lost. His goal is to get to 250 pounds. It seems like he is doing a carnivore/keto diet. All right. And I will just say real quick on that, definitely look into all this information you can on both of those diets, especially if you're going to just go straight carnivore. It's highly debated right now. And the benefits, like the overall general benefits for everybody. Seems like the evidence to that is pretty scant. Um, just I think mainly because there haven't been too many studies on it. But there are definitely a lot of individual people who find benefits from it. And then also the keto diet is just notorious for being very difficult to adhere to. And also you can start overeating in certain areas that tend not to be good. And you can kind of develop an unhealthy relationship with food. So beware of that. But hey, it looks like it's working for this man. Again, he is down 300 pounds, which is great. And of course, as always, you have their stories. The good thing about online, the internet nowadays, is that everybody posts what's going on. Not everybody, but a lot of people post what's going on and their whole progress. So if you're 600 pounds right now, or 400 pounds, or 300 pounds, whatever it is, and you got to lose some weight, look over to Fat Chance Trying, on Instagram, and maybe you can get some tips. Maybe you can get a little insight into the journey that's coming up. As you can see right here, you see the before, his heaviest weight, his smallest weight, and his current weight. So again, if you listen to this podcast at all, I will always reiterate, look, it's not just a complete down graph. Everything, once you decide to start losing weight, everything's not just going to, you're not going to consistently lose weight every single day for the next 6 years of your life. It's just not going to happen, especially if you have to lose a lot of weight. There's going to be an up and down period. Our weight fluctuates by a daily and weekly basis. So checking your weight every week is not going to be good for you. And also, again, even if you lose 300 pounds, look, there's a good chance that some of that's going to gain back, and then you just got to keep on working at it. So I love to see that is what Chance is putting up here, is that you can see that process, just so you know what's kind of coming up. Because if you just think it's going to be this downward graph this whole time, then all of a sudden you start gaining some weight back, well, that can lead you down a road of, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm going back up to my weight. Why have I even been doing this? It's very easy to go down that path. So I think just knowing it is definitely going to help people out. So go ahead, check this man out. Again, he's really big into the carnivore diet, looks like. All right. And for me personally, I wouldn't, if somebody's trying to lose weight, I would not suggest them going to a carnivore diet. But doesn't mean you can't check out Chance and, maybe try it yourself. I just wouldn't suggest anybody doing it. I think a carnivore diet, depending on the circumstance, but for the most part, a carnivore diet should be something that's maybe tested out or played around with after you get down to a healthy weight, or in more of a range of a healthy weight. Because again, when you look at the plates of food, when you look at all this steak that he's about to eat, or beef, whatever it is, beef chuck roast, everything that we've been told growing up, or over the past, few decades, forever really, is that meat is not good. Now, I'm not completely on board with that. I definitely see where a carnivore diet can be beneficial. But again, I like evidence, especially when it comes to, I'll try the carnivore diet just because I'm an idiot and I will try whatever. But as far as telling other people or suggesting what other people should do, I wouldn't do it unless there's big studies that have been done and all the risks have been weighed, and there's been some evidence. And there's no real long-term evidence yet either, because carnivore diet's relatively new. There's a few people who've been doing it for a while, but again, that's just a few people. So either way, not trying to knock Chance at all. It's a great thing that he lost 300 pounds. If he's doing it the carnivore diet way, good for him. I have no qualms with it. Just for you, listeners, people who come into this podcast, I don't want to steer anybody wrong. I don't want to put anybody down a weird path. So I can't go fully on board with that. But again, you can get some insight from Chance if you want. Go check him out on the Instagram. Let's get into some driving factors of weight loss. All right. So first of all, look, think of all the reasons there are to not lose weight, right? If you've been putting off losing weight for a while now, months, years, however long it's been, you already know there's a bunch of reasons, and some of them valid, some of them are credible, a lot of them are not, right? But a reason can be as simple as my left foot hurts. Again, it could be credible. You could have a broken foot and it hurts. And so you jumping on a treadmill maybe not be the best thing for right now. So that might be what's getting you away from the gym, right? Maybe you're just very stressed. You got a lot of work going on and you don't feel like trying to stick to a keto diet on top of that. Okay. Again, that's a reason. It's kind of credible, right? And then, of course, you just have all the other bad reasons. Like a overused reason that's absolutely terrible is that I'm tired. Everybody's tired. We all get tired, all right? The people you see in the gym are more than likely tired before they get there, but you still got to go, right? So what I'm saying is that there's thousands of reasons to not go to the gym. Well, I also think that there are thousands of reasons to go to the gym. You can go from the broad of just I want to be healthy to the very minute. Like when you're talking about like super obsessive people, they're like, yeah, I'm going to the gym to be healthy and everything like that, but I'm also going to move my mile pace from a 6:30-minute mile pace to a 6:25-minute mile pace. And that's the reason why, when they think about going into the gym, they're not really, all the healthy stuff for them is more than likely on a subconscious level. They're actually just going to the gym to make sure that they get to that, they lose that 5-second time. And that could mean that they do a whole bunch of cardio. That's more than likely going to mean they're doing a whole bunch of cardio. Could mean that they're doing weightlifting, whatever. But that's their reason to do it. Now, for the good news for everybody out there is that you don't just have to subscribe to one or two reasons or even a handful of reasons that everybody else subscribes to, right? You can have your own little reason. It can be whatever it is, just as long as it gets you into the gym or keeps you on your diet. If you have a wedding coming up, right? I don't think short-term goals like that are really good for long-term. But if that helps get the ball rolling and gets you into the gym and gets you dieting and gets you on that path, then whatever. But that is a reason. Like you might be trying to go into the gym to, lose weight and be healthy, but really you're trying to be the best looking best man at the wedding, so then maybe you can pick up a bridesmaid and maybe they'll be throwing the bouquet at your wedding, something like that, right? It could be, and again, roles verse. I'm sorry, ladies, if I've been doing too many men examples. I apologize, right? But yes. So you can find a whole bunch of different reasons, and that's a good thing, right? That is a good thing to have, to be able to pick from all these great reasons to exercise and diet. Some people it's something small, or not something small, but it's just one thing. People just go, hey, I don't want to die early, right? Evidence shows if I am overweight and I stay overweight and I stay sedentary and I don't watch my diet, have a high sugar intake, there's a good chance I'm going to die early. So just that reason could make them go into the gym and start running and start lifting weights and start ordering different things at restaurants, and having a completely different grocery list when they go get some food. Okay. Again, some people can go that way. Now, my attempt, I would say that one big thing, right? This is what I'm getting into. This is what I want to talk to everybody about today, is one big thing that, if you're struggling to find reasons to go to the gym or find good enough reasons to go to the gym, right? No judgment, right? But if you're struggling to find some reasons, I think autonomy is like the big umbrella reason, right? And I got two things I want to get into about autonomy, but I think being free, if you're in America, you want to be free, right? We all want to be as free as possible in America. It's the American way, as they say. But as far as your body's concerned and the way you move about this life, you know, as the young kids, not even young kids, I think YOLO was like a millennial thing. So as the aged out kids say, YOLO, you know, you only live once, we only live once. And a big part of living is how you move about in this world. And if you want to be more free, you want to be more independent, more autonomous, I would say that being at a healthy rate, healthy weight, being in shape, having a good diet, everything that comes along with, you know, having a low fat content percentage, right? You know, if we're going by the BMI, right? Whatever determines you to be in a healthy weight, through dieting and exercising, once you get to that point to where you're now put into that category, I think once you're in that category, it opens up your freedom, and it opens up the things that you can do, especially when you contrast it to obesity or severe obesity. I think, you know, it's a stark contrast. And one little sub, you know, thing of that is more along lines of convenience, right? You know, moving throughout life. I mean, for me, I'm a convenience guy. I love this new age stuff. I love the fact that things are speeding up. I like the fact that I can have a Starbucks app, and I could what I do every morning when I leave the gym, as I walk from the locker room to my car, I pull up my phone, go on my Starbucks app, order a coffee, maybe a muffin, you know, and I just place it to the nearest Starbucks closest to my gym. And by the time I get to my car, drop off my bag in my trunk, drive, you know, a mile or whatever to the Starbucks, get out, walk to I don't even have to get in line, skip whatever 20-person line is in the drive-thru or inside, skip all of that, walk straight to the counter, ask for my order. They give it to me, and I walk out. I say, thanks, have a good day, and I walk out. I mean, I love that convenience. It's that sort of thing is very convenient and very beneficial for me. Now, if you look at your body in a similar way, like if you try to identify areas where your body's weight and your health, your cardiovascular system, like, you know, if you start looking at it like, what are things that are inconveniencing me? Well, if you never walk, you never do any cardio, you live mostly a sedentary life, an inconvenience would be shopping to you, right? Especially across a large, sprawling mall. It'd be very inconvenient to carry on those extra pounds to go shopping. And I think right there, you're looking for a reason to lose weight or get in that healthy range. Hey, switch over that convenience to make the shopping experience a little bit better, right? You don't have to, you know, even think about the fact that one store you want to go to is on one end of the mall, and then the other store that you want to go to is on the opposite end of the mall. If you're struggling with weight, you're struggling with, you know, moving around in that way, then that is an actual thing that you're thinking about. And I think that makes it very inconvenient. The good news is that through dieting and exercising, you can reverse these things, which we should always keep in mind. All these things I'm talking about, it's all, for the most part, most people, it's reversible, right? You can lower your weight. You can become healthier. You can increase your efficiency when you're breathing, right? You can go from not being able to walk from one end of the mall to the other to being able to do laps around the mall, right? You can do that just with effort and time. So again, if you're searching for a reason, start looking at it in a convenience way. Just again, shopping. If you like shopping in stores, not completely online, and I know that's a weird thing, online shopping is so convenient. So, you know, I'm talking to the people who like to, you know, put boots on ground, like to go into the mall, feel the fabric, feel the clothing, try things on, all that stuff. Maybe you haven't been doing that because you realize that it is an inconvenience, right? So I think you should focus more on that to help you get into the gym, stay in the gym, and stay on your diet plan. So that goes from shopping in that way. Also, the clothes you pick. Think about, I hear it from many people who are carrying on a few extra pounds. It's a struggle to find highly fashionable clothing, right? Clothing that isn't, just bland, right? Which I'm sure there's going to be designers that completely flip that around, and there's already companies that are doing that and helping out in that matter. But as it stands right now, it's not everywhere, and it still is an inconvenience to be doing that. So again, if you change the body shape and, lower it down a little bit, then you can relieve yourself of this inconvenience, and you can really have the selection of a bunch of different clothes to wear. So I think these reasons aren't for everybody. Some of these reasons you'd be like, some people might be thinking, I don't care about those reasons. Hey, again, there's thousands of reasons, right? I'm just trying to help those people who are struggling to find reasons. Another inconvenience is just restaurants, right? This is my last point on convenience. Restaurants are more than likely an inconvenience. Whether you're embarrassed at what you're ordering or you're embarrassed at what you want to order, even to the point to where you want to order, like if you're by yourself or with your very close friends, or if you're ordering from your Uber Eats app, what you'd be ordering there, it's very different from what you're actually ordering. And then you're just kind of in this weird little bubble. You're thinking about a bunch of things that don't really need to be thought about, right? If you're out to dinner with some people, your mind and your thoughts are better spent paying attention to the people that you're around, talking to them about whatever garbage they want to talk about, instead of you thinking about, oh, should I order this? How is it going to look if I order this or that? I'm actually really hungry, but I'm just going to order the salad. I'm just going to eat later. That's a huge inconvenience. I've talked to many people who do that, when they're out in public with people, they order the smallest amount possible. And like completely smallest amount. You can spend your whole entire day with this person, and you're starving, I'm starving, and then we go and eat together, and I know they're starving too, and then they order like a small house salad, and it's like, just off of if you're a healthy weight or not, I already know you're hungry. You want to eat more than a house salad. Salads don't really have any nutrients in them. They're basically garbage. I think I did a podcast calling salads garbage. So, again, that's an inconvenience. And that's just something that you can get rid of if you stick to a diet plan and exercise plan. So, again, that's another reason. Another reason is mobility, right? And mobility comes along with what I was talking about being in a mall. Having the freedom to travel around throughout the entire mall. You want to check out every store in the mall, go ahead, check it out. Get those 2 feet walking and you're fine. You're cruising. You might need to take a break to take some water in or whatever it is. Shopping gets intense. But, you're not really too concerned about falling out, about not being able to make it to the car or anything like that. And speaking of the car, your mobility increases if you stick to a diet and exercise program when you're getting in and out of the car. When you're at a certain weight, it becomes very difficult to get in and out of the car. Difficult to the point to where it's now in your head, to where when you're thinking about, oh, I want to go here, maybe you want to go grab some ice cream from Salt and Straw, but then you're thinking, oh, I got to get in and out of my car. Or you're driving a friend's car, driving with friends, and maybe they drive, some little Toyota Supra, and they're like, hey, let's go grab something to eat. And you're just thinking to yourself, oh, they're driving that little Toyota Supra, getting in, and the thing is 4 inches from the ground. It's all tight. And you're thinking about that stuff. Again, your attention and your mind would be better spent thinking about where you're going, or just paying attention again to the conversation that you're having with the person, instead of overbearing yourself with this whole process of getting in and out of the car. So just even that little reason, what I'm trying to argue is that you can take this little reason, this little inconvenience, this little strict restrictive mobility of not being able to or having difficult time to the point where you're thinking about it, of getting in and out of car, you can think about that and you can make that maybe your primary reason to get fit and get healthy and stick to your diet plan. When you're debating on whether you're going to fall off your diet plan for the day and order some wild stuff off the menu, like a banana cream pie, which are absolutely amazing. I love me a banana cream pie, right? So if you're trying to get a banana cream pie, but you really should be eating some Brussels sprouts or something like that, maybe the thought comes into your mind, man, I really want to, be driving with Frank in that Toyota Supra, and I don't want to worry about it. I want to see how fast that car can go, and I don't want to tell him that I can't go out and eat because I'm thinking about getting in and out of his car, right? So that little thing that irks you, right? All these things I'm talking about, if you kind of zoom out, take a step back and look at your life and the things that you do, you're probably going to find some things that irk you. And those little things that irk you a little bit are going to be the things that populate into your mind when you're having a difficult time. If you're trying to find reasons to stick to your plan, stick to your diet, that's going to easily come up if it already irks you. So I would suggest trying to find these little things. And I think it's very easy to find inconveniences, and I think it's very easy to find places where your mobility is restricted, right? And those are just the two main things I want to talk about, right? Again, finding reasons to work out and diet and exercise. I mean, when you haven't been doing it, right? For a lot of people, they're in their 30s, right? A lot of people are in their 30s trying to lose weight, and that's the main people I'm talking to. My people, right? The millennials, because I like to talk to everybody, but when I look at younger people under 30, when you're in your late teens, early 20s, and you're overweight, look, you set yourself on a path and you decide I'm going to lose weight. There's a very good chance that you're going to lose weight, and you're probably going to lose it relatively quickly. Like, the human body at a young age is just, it's just ripe for adaptation. And when you switch your diet and you switch your exercise program from no exercising to exercising at a young age, the body will adapt and you're going to be good, right? You might not come across many difficulties along the way, right? Also because you might not be thinking about them, right? Younger people tend not to think about too much. I know I didn't. Okay, so I'm not saying anything bad. The difficulty lies once the age starts to rise, right? Is that a quote? I don't know if that's a quote somebody else says, but that's a quote I'm saying, all right? The difficulty, I can't even remember it. I'm not even going to try to say it again. But yes, as you get older, things are going to get tougher, which means that you're probably going to take a couple swings at trying to lose weight because the body's going to resist. The body's not going to be, or the body is not as adaptable when you start getting higher in age, starting around 30. Okay, these wide generalization, right? It can still be true for somebody 27, 28, but generally, in the 30s, that's really when things start to slow down a little bit. Things start to creak down, and that's where, again, you can take a couple cracks at losing weight, and then that's where the difficulty really lies, is being able to try to lose weight, find out that the first initial way that you tried to lose weight didn't work, right? Maybe you're slacking off, chose the wrong program, or didn't stick with it enough. Whatever it is, it didn't work. You have to find reasons to get back into it and keep on going. And this is where I think that everybody should be pulling from, again, this pool of reasons. There's so many reasons to exercise. Like, my soul, I think I said it in the last episode, one of the huge reasons why I exercise is because I want to surf well. I want to surf well now. I'm trying to get a lot better at surfing, which involves really explosive movements, really twisting my body and impacting it in really weird ways, to where the only way to actually succeed is to make sure I have a strong body. If I don't have a strong body, I would be already breaking it left and right. So a huge driving factor for me, if I'm ever having a day where I say I don't really want to do it, I think about, first of all, the risk I am taking by still trying to surf. I'm not a high level surfer, but I'm trying to surf at a high level. And if I'm trying to do that with a weak body, again, it's just like a collision course. And that does help me get into the gym. Just that little reason. Yeah, of course I want to be healthy. Yes, I want to live longer. I want to, stay away from diseases. I don't want chronic inflammation. I want to be flexible. I want to be strong. All those other reasons as well. But again, some days, the only reason I care about, the only reason that gets me going is the surfing one. Other days, it's the running one. Right now, I've had trouble with my back all year. And right now, my back is finally strengthening up, and I'm able to do a lot more. I'm able to surf, I'm able to work out, and now I'm able to run again. I went a long time without running, and then I went a couple years of running. I think I made a goal like a year or two ago where it was like middle of December, and one day I wasn't running, and I said, okay, starting tomorrow, middle of December, I will run every single day until I decide not to. And I think I made it till like October or November of the next year of literally running every single day. Now, the driving factor for me at that point was just to run every day. And that's another reason why that's going to get me into the gym now, is that I'm trying to build my running back up. Thankfully, I jumped on the stationary bikes. I jumped on the elliptical, and my cardio is still great. But running's a little bit different. But that's going to be driving me into the gym. I'm sure plenty of times when I don't want to go now, because my mind is now focused on running. And again, for these are the things that I'm looking at this level. If you're just starting off, or if you haven't even started, you have these things at your level. And at that level, not saying good, bad, whatever. I'm not trying to say I'm at a higher level, you're at a lower level. Don't get it twisted. Not trying to say any of that. I'm just saying the things that most people face at the beginning level of trying to lose weight are these little things I'm talking about, like these inconveniences and the restriction of mobility. And if you dive into that, if you think about that a little bit more, right, then you're going to find areas that irk you. You're going to find areas that piss you off. You're going to find areas that, if you really do look at it and honestly ask yourself, hey, is this an inconvenience? Does this piss me off? More than likely, you're going to find little things that do. And instead of ignoring those or saying, nah, it's not a big deal, sure, some of them aren't a big deal. But the ones that do come to the front of your mind and you're really debating on if it's a big deal, it probably is a big deal. And you should focus on that more to get you into the gym and get you staying on your diet. And so that's all I wanted to do today for a tip. It's just, I guess the real main tip for you is just to keep on searching for reasons, any reasons, big, small, whatever it is. Have a whole, tool belt of reasons. For me, I have dozens of reasons on why I want to stay healthy, why I want to stick on my diet. I'm not really on a diet, but why I want to stay mostly eating healthy most of the time, right? Again, I'm not on a diet, and I have my reasons to stay in the gym every day, right? And I have a bunch of different reasons. So no matter the mood, I'm more than likely going to find a reason that percolates up to the top just enough to make sure that I still go. And that's because I keep on searching for reasons to go, right? And there's always the big ones. There's the huge ones, like not dying early. It's like if you're living overweight or obese in that area, I think the number is, it's over 10 years, right? Like over the premature death rate is like, you're losing 10 plus years of your life. I think the actual number is maybe 17, but I'm just going to say 10 years. It's for sure 10 years, right? So you're living 10 years shorter, and the quality of life now and until those 10 years shorter is pretty much on the downtrend, right? So again, these things are for a lot of the part reversible. So that's the good news. But they're not reversible if you don't have good enough reasons to stay on your diet and fitness plan, which is, again, just what I'm trying to do. Trying to open it up a little bit, open your mind a little bit, get you a little bit of things that you can start thinking about, because that is a huge thing. Reasons to go to the gym will help you go to the gym, all right? Reasons to diet will help you stick to your diet. It is an often very overlooked thing that people don't just sit down and think about, or just think about really at all, And I think if you start exploring this a little bit more, you're going to find it to be easier to go to the gym and easier to diet. So yeah, that's a tip for today. Let me close this off with the Fit Freak of the week. Now, this lady, her name is Bonnie Schroeder. She is a coach. Go to Bon Schro at Instagram, and she just kills it. Very in shape woman. Looks like she's traveling. Fitness influencers, they travel. But you see her doing some bench press right here. What she got on the bar? I think, somewhere over 100 pounds. What is it? 170 pounds. Maybe she put more weight on the bar. But either way, as you can see, she is very fit. And if you're looking at, she has some great views. I don't know where she's from, but wherever it is, it's very green, beautiful place. But if you're looking again to see that other side of the spectrum, what can possibly happen for yourself if you keep on going? You can be like Bonnie and start bench pressing, right? And she's killing it. She's doing some good bench presses. But that is Bonnie Schroeder. She is a Fit Freak of the Week. Go ahead, give her a follow. Oh, she's a power lifter. That's why. Give her a follow. Maybe ask her some questions. But that's this week's podcast, right? This is episode 49. We're about to be at episode 50, like that, right? I'm pumped up. I'm excited. I appreciate everybody coming by today. Again, I hope, just me talking about these things, exploring these things helps you. Let me know in the comments section if it does. Let me know if you want me to talk about something else. Maybe, you can tell me I suck down there as well. Don't matter. All right. It's how I wake up in the morning. No. But yeah, if you have any thing that you want to hear me talk about, cruise down there. As far as everything from me, I guess I should probably not be a horrible business person or person, trying to do this. Go to my website. Got a membership program there. Got workout programs on there. Here in the next couple weeks, I'm going to be dropping a few workout programs in there. Probably 2 to 4 different workout programs for several different types of people. I'm going to put those in there, and I'm just going to keep on building that. And over the course of the next couple months, I'm going to be revamping the site. Maybe get some shirts in there. Trying to get things going. You will be seeing more videos from me in the next couple, not now, but in the next couple months. I will be releasing more videos. Not podcasts will stay the same once a week, but I just want to, there's so many topics to cover for losing weight and fitness and everything. So I'm just going to start releasing more of them. I already got a bunch banked up. And I just want to release, have more content put out per week, just to make sure all of you know I'm sticking with you, right? I'm always going to have some little tips, some little insights for you. But either way, again, I appreciate everybody coming by today. Thank you, and you have a good rest of your week. I will see you next Wednesday.